They say, some dolls are just toys, but others are something else entirely. This is the story of Robert the Doll, a cursed figure tucked away behind glass in Key West, Florida. But beware, he doesn't like being mocked. The story begins in the early 1900s, when a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto, or Gene, as his family called him, was given a doll by a servant working in his home. This wasn't just any doll. It stood nearly 40 inches tall, stuffed with straw and dressed in a sailor's outfit. Gene named it Robert, after himself. At first, it was just an innocent gift, but soon, strange things began to happen. Gene's parents would hear him talking to Robert in his room, and sometimes they heard another voice talking back. Objects in the home would move on their own. Laughter echoed through the hallways when no one else was around. Neighbors swore they saw the doll move from window to window when the family was away. Gene got in trouble. He'd say just one thing: Robert did it. Even as an adult, when he returned to live in his childhood home, he gave the doll its own chair and its own room. As Gene grew up, he kept Robert close. But Gene's wife, she hated the doll. She claimed it stared at her, watched her, followed her with its eyes. Some believe the doll grew jealous. Others believe it had never been a doll to begin with. After Gene died in 1974, Robert was left in the attic until the house was sold. That's when the new owners began to hear footsteps, giggles slamming doors. One visitor claimed the doll's expression changed before her eyes. Another said it tried to lock her in a room. Eventually, Robert was donated to the East Martello Museum in Key West, where he remains to this day. But his story doesn't end there. The museum warns visitors not to mock, insult, or take photos of Robert without asking his permission. Some who did say they were cursed afterward. Broken bones, car crashes, lost jobs, even deaths. The museum now keeps thousands of apology letters on display, sent by people who claim they disrespected Robert and paid the price. So if you ever find yourself in Key West, standing face to face with Robert the Doll, smile politely and ask before you snap a photo, because some legends don't like being laughed at.